So, news been going around the web that the Sonic the Hedgehog movie trilogy has been doing quite well in relation to box office sales, and it's being reported that all three movies combined has earned at least 1 billion worldwide in terms of box office revenue, and that's a huge feat in relation to video game movies and all that stuff. The only thing is the Super Mario Brothers movie that came out in 2023 did 1 billion in terms of box office revenue, and I think less than a year. So even when it comes down to movies, it seems like Nintendo has they have the upper hand over Sega, and that Mario has the upper hand over Sonic for the most part. But I do feel like for the most part, Super Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog, both those franchises, whether it be in movies or gaming, it's pretty much keeping the gaming industry relevant, at least on a mainstream level. And of course, you have all these video games that have been coming out as of late that have been getting a lot of mainstream attention as well, like Metaphor, Fantasio, Astrobot. Um, those were like among two of the top games that came out this year. The Tekken series is still very popular. That ended up being the best fighting game of 2024. You still have like big names that's drawing mainstream attention to the gaming industry, and we do know that we're supposed to be getting a fourth Sonic movie in 2027, and a lot of people have no idea on what the plot's going to be or anything like that. There has been rumors hinting towards a possible film adaptation of Sonic CD from 1993, and honestly, I think that would be very interesting because Sonic CD heavily focuses on time travel, and I think Amy Rose is in that one, and Metal Sonic and all that. Um, I feel like Sonic CD should have gotten its own film a long, long, long time ago. I feel like a Sonic CD movie is at least 30 years overdue. And honestly, I feel like having a Sonic CD movie would probably be better off as an anime because you have more flexibility to do different things. But I don't know. I would love to see a live adaptation of or a live action adaptation of the Sonic CD movie from 1993. It hasn't been confirmed by Paramount Pictures or Sega whether or not that's going to be the case or anything like that. But but I don't know. I'm pretty sure we'll learn more about the upcoming Sonic movie. In the meantime, but I feel like for the most part, the Sonic movie trilogy is one of the best things that Sega has going for them right now. I do feel like, for the most part, the next movie will probably be an even bigger deal than this movie for the most part because so far, I think Sonic the Hedgehog 3 has done at least $285 million in box office revenue. Um, that's a number that could possibly change and increase over time because the film literally just came out this past month. Um, I believe this film definitely had a bigger budget than Sonic the Hedgehog 2 from 2022, I believe. The budget for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was like 122 million, and I believe the budget for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was somewhere between the ballpark of 90 and 110 million. And yeah, like the budget for each film tends to increase, and that shows you that each film is doing really well, and each film has been consistently better than the one that came before it, and that's something that Paramount Pictures they need to have that mentality in order to continue pushing out these films. Each film has to be better than the last film, so it can continue. They can continue the franchise and they can continue, making movies and all that stuff. But the thing is, at some point, they might run out of ideas after this next film because if they do decide to adapt Sonic CD or even Sonic Heroes for that matter, where do you go from there? Because you've already made film adaptations of the some of the biggest Sonic games like Sonic 3, Sonic Adventure 2, um, the original Sonic game. It's like where do you go from here exactly, How do you make the next movie more epic than the one that came before it? And I do feel that the Sonic 4 movie is definitely going to be challenged by Illumination's Super Mario Brothers 2 movie, which it's going to happen sometime in the future. We just don't know when. And the reason I say that is because the Super Mario Brothers movie from 2023 was way too popular for it to not have a sequel. So I do know that later down the line, we're definitely going to get one. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the next Super Mario Brothers movie ends up blowing Sonic the Hedgehog 3 out of the water because of the anticipation that's going into it. But at the same time, you got to look at whether or not the next Super Mario Brothers movie is going to be an adaptation of a particular game or if it's going to be its own standalone film. But that's all stuff for the future, and those are all things that I'm looking forward to hearing more about in relation to updates in the future. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a great way for the Sonic the Hedgehog series to start off 2025. I don't know of any like major like Sonic video games that's supposed to be coming out this year or anything like that, other than that racing game that was announced like not too long ago. But yeah, I mean, I do feel like 2027 is definitely going to be a big year for the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Hopefully, we get like a sequel for Sonic Frontiers by that time, or dare I say, we get like Sonic Adventure 3 or whatever. I'm crossing my fingers on that, but I feel like it's unlikely because it seems like Sega does not want to make that a reality, or maybe they're fearful of the fact that they can't come up with anything that's going to top Sonic Adventure 2. So they're probably just going to leave it alone or whatever. But I do know we're going to get more, Sonic platform games sometime in the future, whether they be 2D or 3D. And I know that this next film is going to be something that surprises us all, hopefully in a pleasant way.